the press conference for the widely anticipated return of the former WBC World Junior Champion, Jurgen ULDEDAJ. On Saturday, you will see an amazing spectacle as he takes on a worthy opponent in John Frank Mendy for the IBO Mediterranean Cruiserweight title. On Saturday, you will experience an atmosphere like no other, better than you ever see around the UK. The Albanians have come to take over your call and make it a widely anticipated, fantastic evening for everybody, not only for the boxers, for all of those in attendance. So for those of you lucky enough to have a ticket, you are going to witness an enthralling evening. The show itself sold out within 24 hours. The atmosphere will be electric, and those of you lucky enough to be there will see something very special. Now, firstly, I would like to introduce a man who is paramount behind the whole event, Mr. Christian Boshi. Now, Christian has teamed up with Jurgen after his last fight, and I'd just like to start off asking Christian a few questions. Firstly, Christian, what do you see are your goals with Jurgen going forward?
I see myself, I can see I'm a world champion very soon.
And I think that everybody in Albania and in the UK wants to thank you very much for what you're doing and for what you're bringing to UK boxing as well.
To be honest, I want to thank them. I want to thank the people from Albania here and all over the world for support, for making me so easy, and to tell them very soon they will see everything what they do now, the results they are coming, not for a long time, but in a short time. I'm sure, and I believe in him, with the help of God, he's going to make us proud, and all Albanian, because we are a very strong country, and we have power in our heart.
Now, we're delighted to have the leading fighter on the undercard here today. At the end of the table is a young man by the name of Bilal Fawaz. Now, Bilal was an outstanding amateur. He was seen as one of the UK's greatest talents. And there's a long story about him. He had troubles in the UK getting residency, and he was not allowed to box. And he has only started being able to professionally box a few years ago. He's already won his first title. He's the current Southern Area middleweight champion, and he's aiming for big things over the next 12 months. And it's great that we're going to see Bilal on this show. Bilal, how much are you looking forward to boxing on such a great show on the undercard of Jurgen?
Hello everyone. Hi. I'm looking, it's overwhelming because there's going to be a different varieties of crowd. We've never had such electric audience that's going to trigger a certain feeling, and the atmosphere will be motivating. I've never had so much anticipation for a fight like this, so it means a lot to me to be boxing in an arena that you guys have already made up to be a great deal. Now, I'm an entertainer, I can assure you that. Now, you can come and see something that is going to be amazing. I can't stress it enough, but if you watch my fights, I tend to do the unorthodox. So you will have a good show, a good fight, and thank you for everyone that allowed me to step onto the platform.
Your opponent tomorrow is Jurgen. Now, Jurgen, as we know, was equally a top amateur. He was virtually undefeated as an amateur, and he is promising that tomorrow he's going to inflict a big defeat on your career. How do you see the fight going?
Well, what did Mike Tyson say? Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Look, the thing is, you can have a plan. It's important to have a plan, but if your plan does not work, what are you going to do? I have a plan. He has a plan. He wants to punch me in the face and give me a defeat. Now, that's all speculation. Sometimes in life, you have to be able to back what you say. And if you don't back it, I guess the winner will prevail. Now, I know what I'm capable of. I know I'm strategic. I navigate the boxing floor in the ring with precision and accurate attack. I don't rush in there because using power is not going to get you what you want. I've seen people that have more muscles and they get beaten up by people that don't even have muscle. It's all about intelligence. So, he can bring it on, and I'm ready for it. And also, I want to say thank you, Steve, because you gave me a chance when everyone did it. I've never been in a setting like this before. This is very, very overwhelming. I thank you so much, and like I always say, I will make you proud. You just need to give me that chance. Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and Bilal will be the last fight before Jurgen comes to the ring. Now let's move on to the teams, and we're delighted to have Jean-Frank Mendy's manager here. Welcome to Claude Farrar. Claude, how do you see the fight going?
I said, good evening everybody. Firstly, you would like to thank Mr. Goodwin to organize this event.
Alors, juste pour présenter un peu John, John c'est un boxeur qui a rencontré les meilleurs boxeurs français. Il a battu le numéro 1, numéro 2, numéro 3 dernièrement. Il a juste été battu contre le champion d'Europe, Mosquea. Et
he said, just to introduce his fighter, he fought against good opponents, and then he fought against the number 1 and number 3. His only defeat came from a guy which is the current European champion right now.
Et quand on a fait appel à nous pour rencontrer notre adversaire, on a de suite accepté parce qu'on a su qu'on allait prendre cette ceinture.
He said, as soon as they called them, they immediately accepted the fight because they truly believe they can come in and take this belt.
On sait que c'est un bon adversaire, on va le respecter, mais on est venu pour prendre la ceinture.
He said they've seen their opponent is decent, but they believe they can come and take this belt back to France.
Après pour ce combat, on a regardé un petit peu les vidéos, on a regardé les combats qu'il avait gagnés et on a regardé aussi son dernier combat et on pense qu'on est largement à la hauteur de l'événement.
He said they've checked him out, they've done a bit of studies, and they've seen his last fight and few of the fights he won. They believe that they can overcome, come on top, and create a big, big upset.
Voilà ce que je peux dire sur ce combat. On est venu pour prendre la ceinture et on va repartir avec.
He said the only thing he can say, they come up here to take this belt, and that's what they're trying to do, take it home.
On vient de quartiers défavorisés de Marseille. C'est des endroits très très durs et on a l'habitude de faire la guerre et on est venu ici pour faire la guerre et prendre la ceinture.
He said they've come from a place where they used to war, and they're here to exactly bring war to their opponent and take this belt with them.
Voilà, je remercie tout le monde pour ce combat et rendez-vous samedi.
He said he'd like to thank everybody to show up, and he will see you guys on Saturday.
Moving over to Jurgen's team, and a very, very good friend of mine. Welcome to Mr. Don Charles. We go back a long way. For those of you watching that don't know, Don is one of the most well-respected trainers in the UK. He's trained many, many champions. He currently trains the British heavyweight sensation Daniel Dubois. He previously trained Derek Chisora to the very high level when Derek was at the pinnacle of his career. He trained Frank Buglioni to make a sensational return to the ring after losing for a world title to become British champion and defend it twice. We'd like to welcome Don Charles here today. Now Don, you're known as a very good judge as well as a very good trainer. How far do you think that Jurgen can go in the professional ranks?
Well, like everybody, first I have to like the person. When I first met Jurgen and his family, his father was sitting right here, I immediately, that touched my heart. In fact, I wasn't the #1 coach that came. I'll give you a little brief background before we come to present. They came here to have trial with 2 other coaches, and who've got big names. Adam Booth was one of them, and I believe it was Ben Davison was the other one. And it's just a mutual friend of ours said, you should go and see a friend of mine, his name is Don Charles. Please go and see him. Out of respect for their friend, a mutual friend we have, they came to see me. They came to see me first before they saw to the other 2 coaches. And during that meeting, his father was present, and his father, his English is getting better. He said, I can't understand what this man is saying, but I feel him. Yeah, he said, I feel him. And they didn't even bother to go and see the other 2 coaches. They said, unless you don't want to train us, we want to stay here with you. And I was really taken emotionally. I'm quite an emotional guy. And instantaneously, we bonded, me and this young man here. Yeah? I didn't realize how young, because with the beard, when I first met him, I thought he's older than what he is. He's a baby. So we started working together, and we just literally gelled, you know? And he's one of the most skillful fighters. I've trained a lot of fighters over the years. He's one of the most skillful fighters that I've worked with, have the privilege to work with. And I'm an ambitious guy. Even as old as I am, my ambition still burns as the same day I started being a boxing coach. And I'm excited and honored to be training this young man. He's already at a very, very good level. I want to take him from where we are to go to world honors. By the grace of God, God willing. If it's God's wish, no human being can stop it. Human being. Human being includes our next opponent, who's also a human being. So if it's God's plan for where we're going, we're going to have to overcome all the obstacles in the way. And the gentleman who's going to, he too had desires to change his life. So when I hear his coach saying that come here to take the belt, I totally appreciate that, because I understand the feeling of wanting to change your life. But we too, we want to change our lives, right? So that's that. I want to thank Steve Goodwin, because in boxing, there's not many people you can trust, okay? I've trusted him from day one. Me and him go back a long way, okay? And the trust is that. Then we've got this angel here in the blue suit, Mr. Christian. What an extraordinary individual. Extraordinary in every sense. Extraordinary, and not just being extraordinary, his heart. Again, it's all to do with heart. I met this man 4 years ago, right? Yeah. And we, again, gelled. Then we had a gap where we didn't see each other. Then Jurgen called me about, what, 6 months ago? He said, Coach, where were you, Germany or Albania? He said, Coach, look who I got with me on the phone. And it's Christian. I said, oh my God. So God brought us together again. But this time, all the way. All the way, with the help of God, all the way. So to cut a long story short, on Saturday, we appreciate you guys, because I love the Albanian community, okay? Because you guys are very patriotic and you're very supportive of your own, and we will not let you down. On Saturday, starting from Saturday, and please follow the journey of this young man, because this kid is extraordinary. And not just that, he's not just a good fighter, he's a good human being. And that's very important to me.
So what are you looking for out of this fight, and how do you think the fight's going to go?
Well, I don't like to underestimate or overlook the opponent. The opponent is very hungry, and we have to appreciate that. We've trained diligently, we've prepared. Every fight is a world title, in my opinion. That's my mentality as a coach, and I try and put that into my fighters. Complacency is a killer disease, and we're not complacent. We've approached this fight the same way you would approach a world title. So every fight is a world. There happens to be a belt on the line. Okay, so we've prepared. I prepared my guy the best we can prepare, and we expect a good victory on Saturday.
So now let's speak to the two most important people on this table, the fighters. These are the people that are going to bring you this amazing spectacle on Saturday. This is a phenomenal fight. And I'd like to thank John for coming to the UK and to participate in this fantastic event. Okay, do you feel you can win the fight? And what is your prediction for the fight?
Alors, bonjour à tous. Alors, dire que si je suis confiant pour ce combat, si j'étais pas confiant et si j'étais pas sûr de moi pour ce combat-là, je serais pas là aujourd'hui. On m'a proposé ce combat-là face à Jurgen, qui est un très bon boxeur. Mais voilà, aujourd'hui, si je suis là, c'est pour une chose, et c'est que bien sûr, je suis confiant et que je suis sûr de moi. J'ai travaillé aussi, j'ai fait du bon boulot avec mon staff. Et on est assez confiant. Voilà. La vérité, ça se passera ce samedi-là. Donc je suis prêt et je repartirai avec. Voilà, merci.
He said, hello everybody. To answer this question, if it's sure that he's going to win or not, he said, if he didn't think he's going to win, he wouldn't take the fight. He believes that throughout the preparation, he's given 110%. He's done everything possible to win this belt, and he's coming here to win. Thank you.
This is your first fight outside France. How do you feel about boxing away from home and in front of 1,200 excited Albanian fans?
Oui, c'est mon premier fight à l'extérieur, donc enfin à l'extérieur, en dehors de la France. Et oui, je suis excité. Je suis excité, je suis prêt à découdre. Vraiment, j'attends que ça. Je veux voir ce que c'est le public étranger, le public anglais et aussi le public albanais. Je sais que c'est un public dur et que j'attends. Voilà, je sais que tout le monde va être derrière Jurgen. Et c'est ce qui m'excite. Voilà, je suis prêt pour ça et en avant, let's go.
He said, of course, this is his first time fighting outside of his country in France, and he's very excited, to be honest. It's his first time to fight in front of a new audience. He knows that the Albanian audience really support it on. But he's there for that. That's what excites him, because he really want to show everybody what he can do. He's very excited.
Do you think you're going to win, but do you think it's going to be a points, or do you think it's going to be a stoppage?
Alors, vous dire ce qui va se passer, il se passera ce qui se passera. En tout cas, je gagnerai. Et voilà, il y a 10 rounds. Donc, il y a 10 rounds. J'ai 10 rounds pour terminer. Voilà, on verra ce qui se passera. Mais en tout cas, moi, je suis prêt à faire 10 rounds à fond. Voilà.
He said it's all down to his opponent, because he prepared for 10 rounds. He's going to bring help to him for 10 rounds. And we'll see if he can last for 10 rounds.
So let's move over to Jurgen, the former WBC World Junior Champion, who is aiming to become a World Senior Champion in the next 2 to 3 years. Jurgen, they think they're going to bring war. They think you may well get stopped inside inside the distance if you're not able to take the pain he's going to give you. How do you feel, what's your reaction to that?
I'm just enjoying that. First of all, I want to thank everybody here for coming and supporting me. So, come on. We've trained, if he trained 110%, I've trained 200%. If he's ready for 10 rounds, I'm ready for 20 rounds. So, come on. Yeah. We're ready to bring the fire, we're ready to bring the war. We're ready for 10th. It's going to be, he's going to get surprised.
What do you know about him? Have you watched him?
I watched just a few rounds, you know, just a few rounds. I don't need to watch a lot. But yeah, it is what it is. On the 10th, he's gonna see.
And the atmosphere tomorrow will be amazing. Obviously, will, because the Albanian people bring something to boxing that no other nationality does. And how do you feel about the amazing support you have and what people getting behind you so much?
Yeah, I'm very thankful to the Albanian crowd, Albanian supporters. They're always loyal to me. They've always been, and they showed it on the ticket sale. They just bought the tickets in 24 hours. So what can I say? I'm so happy for that. And
your longer term ambitions, where do you see yourself over the next 12, 24 months?
World champion is the goal, you know. So me and my brother here, we have a goal. Next year in summer in Albania, we're planning to fight a world title in stadium. So it's big. We don't have time to wait. We just have to be active and go for it.
And before I finish, I just want to say, Christian should have the last word. But I want to say it's a privilege and an honour for everybody here to ask me to be involved in the journey, and I'm very grateful and respectful that I was asked to help, and I'll do my very best to help you in every part of your journey. I want to leave the last word to Christian. I think it's appropriate, so I will leave you to close the press conference.
I'm going to speak in Albanian, but for sure, one thing I will say bad about you because I have so much respect and I love you. Dua të flas në shqip. Dua të them që për mua ka qenë një ëndër e thyer në mes, shumë kush e di, nuk dua, unë jam shumë i drejtë për drejtë, i sinqert, nuk do të pëlqej as kur jam para kamerave të them një fjalë nga ato që unë kam të brenda. Zoti është i madh, qoftë i bekuar, nuk e kam menduar kur, e kam ditë që vdes, po që kthehem unë në boks. Merrem sërish, nuk e kisha imagjinuar. Se si ka ardhur ai burrë di aty, Tonini ULDEDAJ. E bëj me pasion, e bëj me shpirt, e bëj për kombin tim. Zoti më ka sjell një engjëll, më ka sjell një njeri që unë e du me shpirt, unë nuk e di se çfarë do bëjmë ring. Ne shkojmë për të bërë kampion bote. Duke pa që ajo ëndër ishte thyer mes, u riktheva, pa e kuptuar as vetë se si, besoj shumë që kjo do ndodhë. Unë e kam thënë që sportistat janë ambasadorët më të mirë të kombit tonë, të flamurit tonë, jemi një popull i fortë, nga karakteri, si rradhë, si ADN. Çdo gjë që e bëjmë me shpirt, japim maksimumin. Falenderoj gjithë shqiptarët, sinqerisht, me zemër, nuk I kam shkruar në letër apo mendje, po I kam shkruar në zemër të gjithë ta që në këtë hap parë më kanë përkrahur, kanë qenë pranishëm në çdo lloj mënyre, në çdo lloj forme. Jam më I lumtur se kurrë, vetëm me kaq sa ka ndodhur, më duket sikur më janë shtuar 10 vite jetë. E kam kënaqësi të prezantohem me një kampion, me një burr. Me gjitha është burr se ne shohim ring. Por ky jashtë ringu është një njeri me disiplinë, me kulturë, me burrni, me fjalë. Jam shumë I kënaqur sepse disiplinën që ka ky njeri është vështirë ta gjesh sot në to vite 2024 në brezin e 26 vjeçarëve, jo vetëm të boksit, por të tjetës normale. Nuk kam fjalë, falenderoj Zotin, qoftë I bekuar, falenderoj gjithë vëllezërit shqiptarë të besimit musliman e theksoj sepse unë nga besimi ka rao që të njem më shumë, ai më ka bërë të jem ky që jam, ai më ka bërë që të jem këtë zemër që kam, por Zoti më ka mësuar dhe fjala e Krishtit më ka thënë të duash njerëzit më ke dashur mua. I falenderoj me zemër gjithë skuadrën time, sidomos katërshën që kam Besin, Erin, Jurin, Denin. S'di që të them, është një mrekulli që po ndodh në mua. Se deri ku do shkojmë, e di Perëndia. Kam besim, do shih një spektakël dhe do japim provën që në herën e parë. I want to thank Steve. I met him like 7 years ago in another situation. I want to thank Don really with my heart. Since we see Manchester, we had good feelings. He's an angel. He told me angel, but actually I told him before, you are an angel. You did. I want to thank everyone for being here today. God bless you all. And let's enjoy on Saturday. Let's start.
Je n'ai pas très bien compris ce qu'il disait, mais je voulais juste rajouter un truc. Ici pour rigoler, et lundi, ce sera moi ou lui. Voilà, merci.
They said whilst Chris was talking in Albanian, he did not understand, but one thing for sure, he knows that John Mendy is not here to mess about. John Mendy has come to take the bell home, and all of you are going to see that on Saturday. Thank you.
Hey man, please translate it to him. It's a heavy belt to take it to France. He's gonna stay here, trust me.
Stand in the middle of it. Good, bro. Come on.
Ishit sot këtu së bashku me komunitetin shqiptar, por jo vetëm, po ju kishit të kundërshtarin tuaj sot në këtë shtyp. Unë dua të pyes si ndjeni pronishin e ardhshme që është në të shtunën me datë 10 shkurt.
Jam shumë entuziast të drejtën, me zërë po pres, sepse kemi muaj që po stërvitemi, po përgatitemi edhe në njërë në datë, po dhe pak ditë, në ndajmë dhe në 17.
Mund të ndash me ne dhe me shikuesit se cila është strategjia juaj për të fituar këtë ndeshje që besoj që është shumë e rëndësishme edhe për ju dhe karrierën tuaj në partim.
Kemi disa taktika, të cilat i kemi bërë me trajnerin në Sevilla, i kemi praktiku, para mediave, por që me kam besimin e plot që ndeshja nuk do shkojë në rrugë, do të paraqohet. Dhe jetë një ndeshje spektakolare.
Si ndjeni fizikisht për sa i përket fitnessit tuaj, si ka qenë trajnimi juaj dhe a ndjeheni i trajnuar mjaftueshëm për të fituar këtë ndeshje që jo vetëm ju, por edhe komuniteti shqiptar këtu në Londër veçanërisht, por edhe në Shqipëri në kudo që ka shqiptarë në botë janë duke fritur fitoren tuaj ditën e shtunë.
Ju garantoj që unë jam në formën më të mirë të jetës time. Fizikisht, shpirtërisht, moralisht, më çdo asnjë.
Faleminderit për këtë intervistë të shkurtër dhe ju uroj shumë sukses edhe në shtunë dhe largohemi përsëri të shtunën dhe ndjekum. Jo vetëm unë, por edhe ndjekin të gjithë shqiptarët në ndeshjen tuaj të ardhshme. Shumë sukses për një herë. Steve talking to us prior to this match on Saturday, which all the Albanian community actually are looking forward to that. You are already a well-known and a premier boxing promoter in the country. I would like to know what made you go behind Jurgen and promote Jurgen and ULDEDAJ in the boxing matches?
Well, basically, Christian came and asked, and I've dealt with Christian before with another Albanian boxer that I was helping with at the time, and I always found Christian to be a good man, a man of his word, and somebody that I'd always be willing to help. And when he told me he's come back into boxing, he'd like my help, it was an automatic yes for me.
And as you said, I understand you had a previous experience with another Albanian boxer.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about the Albanians in general, but also about the Albanian boxers from your experience? Mentioned earlier, which is, as I know, an experience with the boxer Florian. Marco,
yeah,
what was your past experience? What are your thoughts?
Well, I've looked after 2 Albanian boxers. I currently look after a chap called Dennis Balazzi, and I helped Florian Marco when he came to the UK originally, and nobody knew him. We helped to build him by building a presence for him, and Florian then got him in a situation where I got him on the undercard of a boxer show. I had him on the undercard of a Frank Warren show. And I got him to the stage where we got in TV contracts. So we had all the contracts in line, because I use my contacts like I always do when I manage world champions, Commonwealth champions, European champions. So I got Florian in the position, we had a choice of contracts. And for whatever reason, and there's no bad feeling on my blood, Florian decided that he would change his team. And he signed one of these contracts. The only thing was that when he signed one of these contracts, the only thing was I didn't get the credit for the work I'd done, because I'd done all the work and somebody came along and took over but the job had already been done. So it was just sort of a feeling that people may have looked and thought, somebody took over and had to do something different, but it was already set up. I'd done the job. And it's the same as I'd done. I managed Nicola Adams when she won the world title. I managed Lon Parker, European champion. I managed Zach Shirley, Frank Willioni, British Commonwealth champion. So I've taken fighters to the high level. I helped with Richard Comey win the world title in America. I was there that night when I helped with his manager then. So I've got the involvement of taking fighters to world titles. And it was just one of those things. But there was no bad blood between myself and Florian. He made his choice. Whether it's ended up being the best choice is something different matter. But I still wish Florian all the best. I've loved dealing with the Albanian people, both with Dennis currently and with Florian previously. They are passionate about their sport. They bring a hell of a lot of atmosphere to the arenas, and it's just an amazing evening when Albanians come out to support their own people. It's amazing.
And in regards to Jurgen, you mentioned that you were contacted by Christian and that you've worked with Christian in the past. How has it been working with Christian?
Fantastic, amazing man to work with. And with the Albanian people, there were only 2 Albanian people that I was worked with. One of them looks after Dennis, and we're good friends with him, and Christian is the other. They are the 2 people we work with exclusively, and they're both great people. Christian has been amazing to put on a show like this, a press conference like this, the arena like this. It's been fantastic, and it's great to see people get behind the Albanian boxers.
Right, and what is the energy behind the team, do you reckon?
Well, the energy is fantastic. The energy is always to take a fighter to a world title, and I'm glad to be able to help that. And that's my role in managing and looking after fighters. I mean, I'm not Jurgen's manager, but I'm one of the team. I mean, I've got own fighters I manage, and I've got 2 or 3 of them I'm trying to take to world titles at the moment. So the energy is fantastic. The energy from me, from Christian, from Don Charles, it's a fantastic energy, and the team behind it are just all supportive, and we're all driving for one mission, and that is to bring a world title fight to Albania.
How do you assess Jurgen as a boxer, and what are his abilities according to you?
He's a top-class amateur. You don't do what he's done, fighting world championships, if you're not very good. And he's already won the WBC youth title, so he's not a fighter that we've got to boast about where there's no background. The resume, the track record speaks for itself. It's just now a case of being smart in the moves you make, picking the right fights, the right opponents, the right time, and getting up the world rankings to deliver that world title in Albania, which is what Christian and Jurgen want.
And finally, what are your expectations for Saturday's match?
I expect to see Jurgen win convincingly, either inside the distance or on points, but I expect an Albanian victory on Saturday night.
Many thanks for this review.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.